Yes, I am.
And we are live from Cambridge, Massachusetts, the capital city of the internet, where it is a beautiful summer day, just on the cusp of being a beautiful fall day. I'm here with Judith A. Dowse from the great state of Ohio. Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, do we ever live in Ohio? Tulip, sit back and relax and listen to what we have to say. It's worth its weight in gold. Today we're going to be talking about many different things. We will talk about, since it came up, the Scottish referendum. And as a Scotsman on one hand, Englishman on the other, I have many points of view on that matter. My grandmother was English. Relatives on my father's side are Scottish. You can begin to see that I will have something to say on both sides of this referendum. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about the people who succeed in grit. So the first thing we'll talk about is grit. We're going to make an offer with over $20,000 to everyone, both people who are live in the studio audience today and to those who will hear us on YouTube. So we have many different things to cover. I'm going to start by reading you something that has troubled me over the last week or so. And I go back, and I have as my mentor, Adlai Stevenson. You will remember as a candidate for president against Dwight Eisenhower in 52 and 56. He was a meticulous word crafter. He would write his speeches out in his own hand. He would make corrections to them while he was giving them, and then he would make corrections to them after he had already given them. It was to drive his staff crazy. They said, well, what are you doing? You've already given that speech. He said, but I haven't given it properly. And I absolutely believe that. So one of the things that happens to writers, if you're a good writer, you get constantly upset by your own imperfections to the point where you drive yourself easily crazy if you let yourself. I try to operate just on this side of craziness while producing perfect prose. People watch me making changes, the minute changes, and say, no one will ever know, and the correct answer to that is, but I will know. So Judith A. Dowse, why don't you say a few words of welcome to the folks at home and around the world that we're talking to today?
Well, I wanted to welcome everyone to Worldprofit Live Business Center. Worldprofit's been here over 20 years, and this is the longest running live business center on the internet. And I think you would enjoy coming in, watching our video, or first listening to Anything Goes program. Great education here, and would help your existing online business or help you if you're thinking of starting one. This would be the best place to start, let me tell you.
This is the best place to start. One of the funny things that's happened in this course of time, I am an artifact. George Kosch is an artifact. Sandi Hunter is an artifact. We have existed from the beginning of the internet to this present time, making changes as we've gone. In the early days of the internet with email, when you sent out an email message, 90% of the people who got it would respond. We were the beneficiaries of that at the time. It was definitely a restricted time period, because as more and more people learned that that was the case, they swamped the email system with trash. And of course, that gives us what we have today, when the supremely useful utilitarian tool is now much less useful than at the beginning. So what I want to say to everyone today is, first of all, try to handle your email in a responsible way. Try not to send too much garbage, because you will kill the goose that lays the golden egg. As far as our artifacts are concerned, we lived through this period. We have lived through every period on the internet. And one of the things that's so sad is that people come into us now, desperately need the service, who are not going to ever use it. And therefore, they ask us, well, are these things available somewhere else? Some are, in certain ways, but not the totality. And not for the price, and not with the live assistance, and not with the live mentoring, and not with the live education, and so on. Those things exist here only. So one of the sad things about being a man of vision, this organization created by three people of enormous vision. George Kosch knew years before anybody else knew where this was going to go. He understood the that people were going to need all this assistance, and he created a mechanism to give it to them. I was always a universal thinker. One of my major theories, materialism, which was the organization of the world into spheres controlled by Europe, mostly Europe and the United States. It was a pan, it was the whole universe. It was the oyster. One of the things that were so difficult to see is these people coming in here with their minuscule notions, their teeth, picayune ideas, and trying to bandy with us. It's just not going to happen. What they should be grateful for is that we are here for them at all. And someday, hopefully many years ahead, someday we won't be here, and they will then have no one as their advocate. And that is a terrible thing to think about. I'm going to read you now a very short portion from my memoirs. It seems so strange still to think about them as memoirs, because they have definitely become memoirs. Mm-hmm. Have you ever wondered how any given picture comes to be? Connoisseurs must wonder, because each aspect of every object is important, each helping make it significant or not. Many artists wanted to paint the nation's chief heroes on Moulton. Many did, but not all succeeded in rendering the subject in a meaningful and impactful way. To do that, the painter needed an idea and the technical skills to create. Julius Schrader had both, and in the year he painted von Moulton, he was at the top of his game. Schrader had studied at the Berlin Academy and became part of the celebrated Dusseldorf School of Painting. It was the most Germanic of institutions, and as such is out of fashion now. People today wanting pictures which are light, bright, and make absolutely no demands on us. Schrader's pictures do make such demands, as you can tell from even the titles of such major works as Letter of Calais, Edward III, 1847, Frederick the Great after the Battle of Culloden, 1849, the death of Leonardo da Vinci, 1851, and many more. Whereas Schrader and his contemporaries wanted big pictures with big themes, truth, honor, history, justice, redemption, and the meaning of life, we do not. They wanted eternal meanings, verities. They believed in absolutes. We believe when we believe at all, in relativities, and without sustained conviction either way. They were glad to make the effort to understand, because they believed they would be better off, better people if they found truth and ultimately to it. This took hard work, but our ancestors were glad to take the time and trouble. We looked to art for insight and audience. We were glad to sit at the feet of knowledge and learn. Now things are different. We see not opportunities for betterment, but a great deal of hard work not worth the effort. For the artist, students, the painter, the professor, that mattered a great deal at the time, but it matters absolutely nothing today. When intelligence, taste, study, and sophistication are ridiculed and disdained, the bathroom humor and sexual innuendo. Our industrious rebel ancestors expected to give what we no longer wish to or even can give. That is our full attention and considered admiration. The artist demands. We cast our eyes down and too often walk away, preferring anything other than exertion in matters in which we long ago lost belief and interest, and now find tiresome pointless and irksome. We have become petty, trifling, insignificant, and lazy, no longer civilized, no longer even able to imagine what civilization can be. And this is the true measure of our livingness, that we cannot see something better, or use our power to raise ourselves to greatness, or anything near it. Sit semper gloria mundi, thus transits the glory of the world. And that is a core belief of mine as I watched. All I have to do is sit here and watch people come in who want to give so little, do so little, achieve so much, with completely unrealistic expectations, and never, ever to do anything in a constructive way when it can be done in a destructive way. Comment on what I've just read, the thoughts. It's a gloomy prognostication, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But I think people do want to do it the easier way, but if you learn the right way, you can make it easy yourself. But you have to work at it. But you have to have
99.9% of the people come here have an unrealistic view of success and their relationship to it. And they're also bitter about the fact that they have to do something. I think when I look back at my family's history, for the opportunity. Having lost so much, having lost virtually everything, we only had one thing left, and that was the ability to build, to grow, to carve civilization out of their hinterlands. They were grateful for the opportunity, and they were also fiercely protective of their rights and to safeguard what they'd done. But I look at the canvases of, in this case, Julia Schrader, who threw pictures on multiple in the drawing room. It's a meticulous work. No artist today could paint it. It's too demanding. It demands an acute knowledge of anatomy, even though you don't see any of the anatomy. My mother said the great thing about anatomy is that you have to sense that it's there. You have to sense that the artist knew that the person had bones, and it wasn't just, a coat and a hat and a pair of pants.
Right.
The person actually existed. You're painting a picture not of a dead thing, but of a live, vibrant thing that had to appear live and vibrant. So one of the things that upsets me when I sit here every day thinking, and I'm in the most admirable position in the world. Every time a writer comes to visit me, they say, "My God, you're so lucky. You have people read things that you write. You have an audience. You have people looking up your comments. You have people who talk to you when you're in a bad mood. You have everything. How do we get that?" I said, "You have ways. You have to have an idea. You have to have the idea of this before it exists. I had the idea and I made it happen. What did you do to put it together?" But we cannot encourage these people to believe that they're going to have to do nothing. It upsets them. It upsets them. You mean you're telling me I have to do something? Yes, you do. You have to do something.
And consistent.
You're not going to achieve any money. You must be consistent. You must be willing to do today what you'll be willing to do tomorrow. And I've said this 100 times, 1,000 times. When George Kosch made me the offer 22 years ago, first of all, I had only one question for him. The question was, will this thing make money? It's a very simple, direct, very, very Scottish question.
Yeah.
And he said, more than you can ever imagine. That's true. It is like an oil rig. You go out and you drive along the western United States, along the highway, you see these oil machines going 24 hours a day. That's this. This is an electronic oil pumping machine that pumps prosperity to the world if people will do what they're supposed to do. We were very clear. If you do not do what we tell you to do, you cannot hold us responsible for your lack of success. If on the other hand, you do something and follow the directions and ensure it's complete, and you're following the directions accurately, and it doesn't work, we'll have somebody say, go and look at what you're actually doing or not doing. And I feel so sorry because 1 billion people on this planet are going to want home-based businesses, and they're going to fall for the traps and snares and the scamsters. 99.99% of the time, they will go for the easy route. It's going to cost them millions of dollars, billions of dollars. It's so unnecessary that they will never achieve because they will not do. So, does anyone agree with me, or do you say that I'm right, wrong?
No, you are right, but I would like to, I want to, emphasize the training here. Like, we had a great boot camp training this morning, and they're all recorded. And this was, someone just had a basic question, and, George just answered it, and it was a refresher for the people that are doing it, and then there was a more advanced question. So he can go from the simple to the advanced, and your questions answered. It was a good boot camp.
Exactly. I think so. That's his strength. He's a genius in this area. My point is, why aren't there 1 million people clamoring to be in that class? Why do 1 million people, why do 2 million people think that they can do it by themselves when there's absolutely no evidence whatsoever that they can? Of course we think it's brilliant because we know the man, we know the message, we know it works, but I'm not so worried about that. I'm worried about Tulip, who comes in here and wants, doesn't give us a full name, doesn't do what's necessary to establish a firm relationship. In other words, Tulip doesn't know how to behave. But Tulip is here on the purported idea that she is going to make money. How is she going to make money? She doesn't have a clue. But that she will make money, she believes that without any evidence. I've often felt that you know, if I were president of the United States, I would be saying, listen to George Kosch. He's the guy that said, don't up. I wouldn't be listening to the president on that topic. I'd be listening to George Kosch because he knows what to do and he is conscious. He is meticulous about helping the helpless. I've never talked about this with George. I don't know that we would necessarily agree. I'm much more triage oriented. If they don't show evidence of some glimmering of intelligence, I'm just going to say, get rid of them. I'm stark, sharp, very Andrew Jackson-ish. He was that way too. And if you didn't agree with him and you weren't making any progress, out. Or he'd shoot you, which is another thing that he used to do.
Okay.
At what point do you feel that pumping scarce resources into people who are incapable of following directions is pointless? I reached that point very early on. If they don't spell things properly, if they can't ask a simple question, if they won't watch the video, if they won't listen to the offer, these are all signs that they are incapable of being improved. And that therefore investment in them is pointless. Comment? All you liberals are writhing in your seats out there because you're saying, my God, he's presenting this strict, stern Calvinism. Remember, I am a Calvinist. The Scots were the descendants of, and John Calvin lectured to the burghers of Edinburgh from St. Giles Cathedral. I went to St. Giles Cathedral and I felt at home. This is me, boys. This is the Calvinist return to the flock. Question?
I don't think that you can...
Observation?
I don't think you can teach someone... Yes, I'm serving, that you can't teach someone something if they don't have the initiative to want to learn, to want the help. And maybe that's it. Maybe people are afraid to say, I need help. Do you suppose?
Help implies that they will do something for themselves. Help says, help me, doesn't say, do for me. It says, help me. It means, that doesn't mean taking over. These people want taking over. They want cradle to grave assistance with giving the most niggardly portion of their resources back. We set this up so that it was affordable by most any person on earth. And yet, I don't have any money. Now, that's a patent lie. That isn't just the truth. That's a blatant lie that they can't do this. What they're saying is they're protecting themselves by saying, well, we really can't do this. And we all know that they really can't. Now, they'll tell you to the blue of the face that they are incapable. How did they get to be 65, 70 years old if they were totally capable? Have they been pampered since the day of conception? I certainly hope not. You didn't build the nation on that sort of pamper. Amen?
Well, I think they're looking for something free, like you said, that they don't have to use their own resources and just hope that it'll get done for them. I think people have unrealistic view of what it takes to own a business. I don't think they ever put themselves in their employer's place to see what... Go on.
Well, I have an idea that I've formulated for quite a while, based on Should, which was, of course, the most important novel of the 50s, the very recent 50s. It is an idea that the productive and creative and intelligent withdraw themselves from society. What they say is they have a council of morons that come in. And to the morons, they say, we're going to give you 90% of what exists on this earth. We're going to give you 90% of the food, 90% of the water, 90% of the real estate, and so on and so forth. We're going to take 10%, and it's going to be one condition, that you never, ever darken our door. You never come to ask me for help, you never come on, you never ask for assistance, you can get 90% of everything on this planet, but you don't get us. So the people, of course, scramble and they sign these documents, and they're all happy because they just got 90% of Peru, 90% of Disney World, 90% of the Mississippi River, how it works out. Well then, for about 10 years the agreement, or maybe 5 years the agreement actually works, because the people that have left storehouses full of goodies, be that electricity, be that gas, be that oil. They've left these huge repositories, and people just go in and they squander it. Then at about the 5th year to the 10th year, all of a sudden they begin to see cracks in the system. And there's beginning communications from the have and the haves to the designated have-nots, who are now building a perfect world with everything. Everything works, the grass is green, the houses work, the energy works, the water works, the food works, the roads work, the schools work, everything works, because they're the smartest people in the world, and they come up with the most cost-effective solutions. Meanwhile, those 90% are now beating on the door. Let us in, we need help. Jump! See these documents? You signed these papers 9 years, 8 months, 12 days ago. We'll give you nothing. You get nothing from us. But, we're good people. God loves us. And then you put in all the slogans we see here on the screen every day. God loves me. Just because I'm poor doesn't mean he doesn't love me. That's the kind of idiotic statement that the people are going to come to the front door of the have-not pavilion, which is now gleaming. It has the best buildings. It has the most energy savings. It has the most water savings. It works. People are polite. They actually speak to you. They're not killing each other in the street. They're not injecting each other with filthy needles, and so on and so forth. All those people who have 90% of everything are now collapsing. Now the whole thing is collapsing. The reserves are gone. They don't know how to make it work. They don't have any help. They don't have any smart help, because all the smart help went into the have-not camp. You see the picture? You see how powerful this is? This is what we are facing. We are facing the fact that people say, I can do this by myself. Oh yeah? Then go do it. Beat it, maggot. You want to ban any words with me? I'll ban any words with you. Get out. Get your foot off that. That's private property. You're right back to where we were growing up in Illinois in the 50s. This is private property. Owner is armed and dangerous to you. I think that some sort of solution like this is inevitable. I have many different scenarios on which it could become. It's horrifying, isn't it? And you'd say, well, what about all those people? What about the 90 other people who don't care? I say, yeah, you care for them, you go with it. There'll be some provision for exchanges, like once a year, we'd exchange prisoners. We'd collect so many of the smart people who were proven to have, for whatever reason, didn't take advantage of it initially. And we'd get rid of all the dweebs who say, oh, let's help them. They are people to know. Well, where would you be?
Well, I'd be, I'm a doer, so I'd be with the 10%.
But you wouldn't be able to have the opinion of, oh, let's open the doors and let them come in.
No, that's fine.
The admission policy would have been set and said, you got 90% of everything. And you want more. You want us to do more for you. Well, yes,
they weren't doing anything.
Because we're God's children and He loves us. And, You'll take care of us, Rolly. The problem is we have taken care of it.
Yeah, we are right now.
We're taking care of the world, more and more of the world, and we are not able to sustain that. Yesterday, my question was about this young woman out in Denver, Colorado, who was age 19, who had decided she was going to go support the Republic of Islam, and she was going to go out and kill people randomly to bring their cause to the rest of the world, the world, these people were oppressed. 19 years old, she was out there, fomenting revolution, hate, terror, and murder. This is what's wrong with the system. It doesn't even exist. In the have-not category, I have to stress that there is the have-nots, because they only have 10%. Those people are given some sort of brainwashing, or simply flushed out of the system and sent back to the other side. And that border would be like the gate of the Emerald City. You can stand on a yellow brick road, or you can go to the Emerald City, but you can't have both. So what did you think of my analysis of these, in a nutshell, today's so-called art. Anybody who has gone out on a Sunday afternoon into the park during the so-called art show sees dross, complete dross, which was brought up to a level in the Netherlands. The Netherlands has a socialistic regime that takes care of everyone, including the artists. The artists are required to paint something for their stipend. They're getting money from the government. The government wants pictures.
Oh.
It's like this. They paint, they hit the brush, and they just go, okay, that's good for 320 euros. And the government of the Netherlands has underground storage facilities, which are unbelievably immense, filled with things that no one will ever look at, of no value whatsoever, but are called art. This is the nation that produced Rembrandt, Frans Hals, Vermeer, and so on. Now produces dross. For the very well, best and highest of reasons, you understand.
That's crazy. That almost reminds me of professors doing studies or something just to keep their professorship or whatever have you that are not worth anything.
You will recall the case of Aaron Swartz, the young man who killed himself slightly more than a year ago. He was a very bright fellow, but he made a very strategic error. He opened up the archive with the professional journals that had been created for the exact purpose he named. In other words, let's say that you were a professor and you only had no place to put your work because it was dross. But you needed to publish, you needed the credentials to move up in the free journals. So MIT would help them by creating journals that would fit that article and then abandoning it. So poor Aaron Swartz decided to liberate these millions of pages of documents on the basis that it was beneficial to have the sunshine, put the light of day on these documents, which were for the people's interest. They were being withheld by MIT villains who didn't want the world to be a better place. In point of fact, they were withheld because the documentation was completely worthless. There wasn't anything there that was worth spit, except that it moved a certain professor up the pecking order again. So Aaron Swartz was indicted by the district attorney of the state of Massachusetts, and she was looking for a credential for herself. So she took the highest punishment that she could give him, and she trapped him in jail, despite the fact that he had a long history of melancholia and mental instability. They charged him with the most serious of crimes. And to avoid facing the trial, he killed himself.
Oh.
And the irony was that he killed himself to liberate documents of no value. No one ever told him, Aaron, boy, you bark up the dark, that's garbage. You better go out to the garbage dump and find things that are useful to eat. He didn't understand it. Nobody explained it to him. He thought that he was doing a good deed for humanity. In fact, he was doing a stupid, a weird kind of a service to cast an eye on dross that was completely worthless. And I wrote an article about him. And yes. You want to read something good? Call this up and read this. We have time. You want to welcome Renee Love, Malik Robinson, and Tulip. I hope you've been listening. Judy and I are going to make you a tremendous offer in the next few minutes. You want to read this article? It's illuminating. Today, it's happening right now. You're listening to it. See what we'll do. We'll make the offer first.
Okay.
We're going to make... Oh, no, we just lost everyone but Renee. Molly needs to watch the video.
Yeah.
Renee, this is your 7th visit. Renee, Love, do you hear me? And you're hearing some deep and profound thoughts from the CEO, which pertain to you. And Renee, are you ready to join our community? Because you are now in the hot seat. You're ready to join our community now, Renee. We'll do 7 times. Okay, now Renee, we're going to solve that problem right now. When you work with me to solve that problem, because Renee, it's like this. If you don't solve this problem with us, I'm going to ask you point blank, how will you run a successful internet business with none of the tools, none of the training, none of the assistance, none of the copy, none of the assistance from mine? How will you run a successful business without those verities? How will you do it? Tell me. I want to know. Or at least I want to have your opinion. You'll Google what? How will you run a business without any of the essential prerequisites that business requires? How will you do it? You're going to see her playing out right here on the screen exactly what I said would happen. She doesn't know. But she's sitting on a precipice where we are the only help she's ever going to get. Do you realize, Renee Love, that there is not another business entity in this world that is run like ours is for the benefit like you? Are you aware of that? You are now. All right, we're going to solve your problem, because I am in the business of solving problems, not having problems. So, point number 1, how long have you been trying to make money on the internet? How long? Three years. And in 3 years, you have not acquired sufficient access to pay a $100 fee that will give you the tools you require to have on the net. Is that so? For 3 years, you've been working, possibly daily, certainly for a long time, with no success whatsoever. How long are you prepared to let that regime of failure continue? How long? Another 3 years? 10 years? 100 years? Not long. But Renee, I've asked you what you intend to do instead. You came out with Google, which, whatever that may mean. I'm going to solve your problem today. You will but let it be solved. What town do you live in? What town or state do you live in? I must point out to you that any expenses you incur with us are tax deductible. You're in Detroit, the city that my father used to be called the great gleaming city of America. And you know what happened to Detroit, don't we? So here's the deal. I'm going to give you a $20,000 bonus package. Plus, I'm going to give you 100 customers off my personal list, which can generate commissions for you immediately, if you order your silver package in the next 4 hours. In other words, by 4 Eastern, you must have placed your order for $99.95 to get all the bonuses. And if you simply cannot do that, then I'm going to give you till midnight Eastern time tonight to place your order. You will then lose the 100 customers because you got extra time, but you will get the $20,000 bonus package. All we require from you is a phone number that indicates that you are going to go out and about and make it. We give you a phone number so we can give you the time of day, so that we can certify this. Well, Renee, will you give us a phone number indicating that we have a deal? And David Clee, the same for you. I'm going to give Renee 2 minutes. The next 2 minutes, as she has submitted her phone number, we have a deal. Now, Renee, Judy's going to write down on the screen the following terms that I just stated to you. 1, if you order by 5 p.m., 4 p.m. Eastern, you're going to get the whole kit and caboodle, including personal, continuing live help from people like me. charge $30. Okay? If you fail to come back by 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock your time with the order, then you have until midnight to order out, but you won't get the 100 messages. Now, David Clee, are you there? My mother said if I didn't sound so like an Old Testament prophet, it might be easier for people to accept what I said. I listened to the start stop. Well, oh, you know what, David? Go back and do it again. If at first you don't succeed, you're about it. Renee, do you understand the implications here? We are going to help you be successful, or you are going to torpedo yourself. Well, Mr. Strauss, speak to the woman. You have.
I think I would find the $100, and I would be back here. And you can always do it with a prepaid credit card if you don't qualify for PayPal or something like that. There's options available if you want to do it, but I would find the $100, especially if I've been doing this for 3 years and not having any success, because you will learn what you haven't been doing right.
Yeah,
for sure.
3 years of non-productive labor is so horrifying to me. I can hardly tell you what I think of it. It depresses me, it dismays me, it angers me. It's a waste of the most important thing that we have, which is time. Time is the only thing we have in reality. Everything else is vanity, but the time is real. Now, I want to speak to Sept and David Clee. Make yourself known to me, folks. I've got the goodies, or not. My mother was a very aphoristic thinker and speaker. She said, the problem with you is, she said, you'd be more popular if you were wrong more often.
It's hard to be wrong. Hard to be wrong when you're always right.
But what if you are always, most of the time, right?
I know, that's what I said. It's hard to...
It's very hard.
Okay, David's here. Hello, David.
David, you're here. David, do you want to succeed on the net? Have you been following our conversation with Renee Love here? Did you watch how we handled that? All right, let me ask you a question. Do you have $100 to commence your journey with us today? $100. You do. Are you ready to hear the offer? Judy is prepared to read you an offer with over $20,000, which we are prepared to implement for you immediately. Will you listen to this offer? Don't interrupt her. Listen carefully to what she has to say. Can you do that? We are waiting for a yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay, David. The offer comes in six. The offer comes in 6 parts, and the time doesn't start, even though it might be mentioned in the offer, until after I've given all 6 parts of it. So you can read along with me. I'll put it up on the screen. That'll help you understand it better. So you say you finished watching our introductory video, and that's great. Then you already know the awesome offer we've got for you if you order in the next 15 minutes. You get the $6,500 bonus offer made in the video and $400 a month of cutting-edge success material, all with resale rights. And you get all the materials we have given before. This is worth thousands of dollars. You get total success training and home business boot camp, and 75 monitors will start closing sales for you today without charging you anything. You also get $800 worth of crucial business and wealth building software, all with resale rights, and you'll get Worldprofit's unique ClickBank promo kit enabling you to make up to $1,000 a month without spending a penny. You also get our incredible Magic List Builder, which turns any website into a list building page instantly. And if you accept this offer in the next 2 minutes, you get 10 associates. I believe I'm giving more today. 50 associates, and you will generate commission for you. If you're ready to accept, click on the red order button. This offer is made once and only once, but there is still more. We'll be right with you, Paco. Please place your order within 5 minutes and get 50,000 additional money-making credits, including 10,000 additional guaranteed visitors to the website of your choice from Traffic Center, and 20,000 credits from our popular Safe List Extreme Mega List system. And you also get absolutely free our newest traffic generating marvel, the automatic SEO promo kit, which is a $450 retail value. This helps you get guaranteed #1 positions on Google, Yahoo, Bing, etc. And it also promotes your URL to over 3,000 backlinking sites with just a few clicks, and allows you to post your message on over 70 safe lists and top traffic exchanges. Finally, we will include the SEO Power Pack of 23 software programs worth over $1,000. And this is our gift to you. If you accept now, you'll click on the red order button and click option 1, the monthly option. But there's still more. If you get the silver package today, you'll get over 1,000 original articles for your blog by master writer and marketer Dr. Jeffrey Lant. And you can see the complete collection at jeffreylantarticles.com. Active dealers use these articles to generate thousands of responses in just 15 minutes or so every single day. You also get brand new software by master inventor George Kosch, which enables you to create hundreds of ebooks in just about 3 minutes per ebook. This spectacular offer is made once and only once, so act now. Click on the red order button, and if you order in the next 15 minutes and add this to your $12,000 bonus package. Create, customize, and produce video articles almost as fast as you can read this sentence. And new. Order within the next minute. Include the easy-to-use software you need to give away unlimited free advertising to all of your customers, whatever you're selling. This tech wizard George Kosch's latest invention, and you will use it daily to get your customers to act, to respond, to buy. This is a $1,995 retail value, but it's yours free now, and this is a Worldprofit exclusive. But there's even more, David. Video marketing is the hottest thing on the net, and if you've been to YouTube lately, you know that. Now you can stay home and profit, if you know how to do it. Internationally known marketer Dr. Jeffrey Lant, Worldprofit CEO and co-founder, shows you how to use video marketing to sell anything. Order in 7 minutes and get his incredible video marketing course free. This is a $10,000 value, and that's what any university would charge for a 2-day workshop. But this is ongoing training. The course is unique. It doesn't exist anywhere else, and you get it now. Plus, you'll get Dr. Jeffrey Lant's 19 ebook, Net Profits, which retails on Amazon for $29.95. It's yours free, and as a bonus, you can use it to generate thousands of leads with one click. So you just click on the red order button and order at once. Now, David, if you go to look at to the top of the page, you'll see an SEO submission article. So you can, for 90 days, you can get 700,000 submissions free of your website to the search engines. So there you go, David. What do you think? You're ready to join?
And as I offered Renee, so I offer you, David, 100 customers from my very personal list.
Wow.
If that order of yours is in within 7 minutes. Now, Renee, you've already been made the offer. If you're ready to proceed now, by all means do it. Otherwise, follow the time deadlines that we agreed to. David Klee, you accept our invitation to membership with the understanding that you can only get this offer once, and it's only one thing that will be made to you again. Turn it down, we will escort you to the door, and you're on your own.
It's a monthly fee that you are it's not automatically done. You're offered the to renew your membership each month.
First of all, it is a fee that will be covered by your sales. As the monitors make sales for you, you will get the commissions, so they will cover the fee. Plus, it is also tax deductible. Dendy Shepherd, it's your second time here. Dendy, speak up. David, you have now 6 minutes, and as the offer that expires.
Now that's it. That's it, David.
That is it, David.
Go in, monthly option.
You get everything that you require.
That's all you have to do.
And you can even become a monitor like Judy and get paid for it. Emmy, we need to hear from you. Emmy, David, you now have 5 minutes. And it's when the 5 minutes is elapsed, the offer dies.
Okay. Just click on the red order button, David, and it will take you to the order page. You do the monthly option. And that's what it is.
Well, that's what it is. He has to do it in 5 minutes. Emmy,
yes.
You want to talk to Emmy? Are you there, Emmy? Been here twice, and you haven't taken any action. All in Emmy. Judy, you need to chime down the minutes. It's 4 minutes.
Okay, it's 4 minutes, David.
I want to speak to Sharon Somerville. Well, you know, Sharon, I know that. Is that some kind of warning that I'm not allowed to talk to my members? I'm your CEO. I have not had the pleasure of meeting you yet. I tend to know who is a silver package owner and who isn't. First of all, if you receive a copy of my book, Net Profits, it's my gift to you, $30 guy at Amazon. If you get a copy, Sharon, if you receive a copy of my book. Minutes from David Clean. David, Sharon, tell me when you should receive a copy. See, folks, this is where the so-called communications revolution breaks down.
Well, I wanted to welcome Emmy.
Okay.
Emmy, we need to know if you can hear us.
That is presumably the Emmy that this was here moments ago.
Okay. Oh, it keeps jumping around.
3 minutes for David Cooper. Calling Christopher DeLange. Christopher and I are old buddies.
Is that right?
Christopher DeLange, please respond. In the manner of speaking. In the same sense that Trotsky and Lenin were. Calling Scott. Calling Emmy. Calling Christopher DeLange.
Scott hasn't watched the video.
Emmy has not watched the video.
And Emmy has not watched the video.
Christopher may
She's
not have watched.
Do you think she's... Yeah.
2 minutes for David Clean. Scott, here's David.
Where'd he go? David's, yes, David, welcome
David,
to Worldprofit.
I have some words for you, David. Grab a piece of paper and a pencil. Scott, you were just joined by David Clean. You should be next. Scott, click on the green box, watch the video, return to us in 18 minutes for the intelligent decision that David Clean just made. David, get yourself a piece of paper and a pencil. I have some things for you. point out to Mr. Stoss, the lunch money was just deposited in your account.
I know. I'm excited.
So be nice to your fine feathered friend, particularly if they have a CEO, if they affect maybe somebody's mother. Calling David Cleve. Calling Christopher DeLange. David, welcome to the Worldprofit team. You made a very exceptionally wise decision. We're going to maximize this. David, if you follow the directions that we give you, you will make money, and that's a guarantee. If you deviate, if you do it your own way, you're on your own. So please follow the directions. We will be very explicit with you. First thing I want you to do, you see me waving at you, I am the CEO. Underneath my figure, there is Judy Doss, and underneath Judy, there is a yellow box that says log out. Do you see the yellow log out box? And underneath Judy's picture, there's a yellow box that says log out. Do you see it?
Okay.
I want you to click on that box, whereupon you will find 2 emails. I want you to keep these emails and read them carefully. They have tax implications. If you pay taxes in the United States or Canada or in other countries, you are able to get a tax deduction on the decision and purchase you just made and anything you purchase at the time for your business. Now, these 2 emails also contain your dealer number. I want you to extract that dealer number and use it from now on out. That is your permanent number. I want you to read the letters and come back to us for further directions. So, log out 2 letters. Make sure you put them away in your tax envelope for 2014. And then make sure you extract your dealer number and you'll be on your way. You'll be back in here and Julie will give you further directions at that time. Calling Michelle. Michelle.
Uh-huh.
Calling Daniel Shaw. Shaw.
Shock. Well, I have a question that I can ask you now. Will you give David the associates, or do I have to notify?
You have to notify Sandy.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That is not an automatic gift. It's given particular circumstances and is manually applied.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
In other words, it means he made an acceptance for a good deed.
Yes, he did.
Now, what have you learned by listening to what I call the voice? Do you see that I have a voice?
You have a presence. You have a voice. Yes.
I have a presence. Yes, presence would be nicely too.
Yes, it's I meant a knowledge, a presence of knowledge in business.
Is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, at some point, he was said, no, he doesn't do it. And of course, he did it. Which I may be the only one in this company who understands that that's not a surprising sequence. It's the normal sequence of events. Right?
Yes.
Calling Christopher DeLange. Christopher, we must hear from you now.
Are you there, Christopher? We know your name's there.
Christopher, we're going to give you 2 minutes and then we're going to bounce you. By the way, most people in this situation feel there's no consequences if they say no. But if it's not going to harm you, I make it very clear that that's a once-in-a-lifetime gift. So they will never ever make it bothered with the offer again. In other words, there's a penalty for not adhering to our wishes. Calling Penny Lewis. Calling Scott. Scott, you couldn't possibly have listened to an 18-minute recording in that period of time. video 6 times. How about speaking to us? In the olden days when we did our Dog and Pony show across the North America, we would have 100% of the audience sign up. The cost was $6,000, no credit, no credit cards, every person in the audience would sign up. That's how persuasive we could be in public. They allowed me to touch them, put my hand on their hands, for 100%. 100%.
I'm just wondering if the people that don't, after they see the video and get the offer, are just really not serious. They can't be serious because it's a great offer. After I did it, I said, oh my gosh, this is everything that I've been looking for 5 years.
Well, then
in one place.
use your wiles to get Penny Lewis, who's sitting there, maybe placing an order, maybe not. You can't tell. And John Bonzo, who's been here 4th time, who's sitting there. These
John,
yeah. You can't even know enough to say no.
John, I don't think that you have watched the video yet. Is that true?
Penny Lee,
4
Lewis,
times.
I don't know whether you did either. All right, I'm going to give a 2-minute warning here. Penny Lewis and John Bonzo will be removed from the screen in 2 minutes.
Penny should be able to hear us even if she's on the order. Just write yes in the chat bar and here. Or better yet, I am ordering. I see the value.
I remind you.
Can't do this alone.
The man's name, Dr. Lant, who wrote this marvelous thing. Now things are different. We see an opportunity betterment, but a great deal of hard work not worth yet. We are the students that pay to the professor. That mattered a great deal at the time, but it matters actually nothing today. Intelligence, taste, study, and sophistication are figures of the stage. Exactly human, sexual, and religious. Where this train of civilization goes, you're a pessimist like that. I call myself a catastrophist. I'm beyond pessimist. I'm a catastrophist. John Bonzo, we're still waiting to you. Penny Lewis, you've each got 1 minute. You're not using your time wisely. Calling Lori Jackson for the 4th time. This is a message for John, Penny, and Scott. The first one of you that orders will get 100 customers from my personal list. The rest of you get no customers at all. Now, are you happy? Let's see some action. $30 seconds remaining for Penny and John. They have not provided useful intelligence on any matter whatsoever. Their presence has been as if it was an insect on a wall.
Okay, William.
$15 seconds remaining for John and Penny.
Just want to remind William that David should be coming back as a dealer and will need to get his website and domain.
We're going to go 5 minutes. We're going to go 5 minutes over. We're going to bring up Patrice Porter now for some remarks. Patrice, time for Patrice Porter and some remarks. Go ahead. You want a quick exit line?
Yes. Thank you. It was a very interesting 2 hours, and I'm waiting for everybody that's looking in to come up and watch the video. And I just wanted to remind William that David's coming in and needs to his web page and all that stuff. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Mr. Scallis. And we want to bring up Patrice Porter, who handles the wires for us.
Yeah. Good day, Dr. Lant, and all our members and guests, and very interesting show today. And that's what I always
See
felt
your
like.
mouth moving, you don't hear him.
Oh, very interesting show today. That the and that topic of people, how they would take the product and not the people that developed it, and that's the value I see is that we have here at Worldprofit, we have the people that developed it and the know-how that can show you how to do that. And I think it's just a wonderful asset, and I love these programs, Anything Goes, and if people want to catch the replay, it's on it'll be up on the our new Worldprofit 2, and also the YouTube channel Patrice Porter. And if they want to come catch some of the other replays of Anything Goes, it's on the YouTube channel Patrice Porter and the YouTube channel Pat Porter. And you can check out my home business central at www.20waystoprofit.com. And I've also helped people to create abundance by gardening at www.gardeningforfoodsecurity.com. And with that, I'll say my adieus till tomorrow's Anything Goes, 1 p.m. Eastern. Bye for now.
I'd like to thank Patrice Porter, as always, for her generosity of time. I want to thank Judy Dowse for being up with me today. And I want to say something about these programs that now exist, and hundreds of them are all recorded on YouTube circulating. They are the raw material of truth. We have wide-ranging discussions. Sometimes they're humorous, sometimes they're sedated or very serious. We talk about where these people should position, why Penny and Paco are not making any money and what they need to do to help themselves, and obviously not helping themselves. And we cover a very wide spectrum of the world. In fact, wherever there's an internet connection, we are there. William, do you want to say anything before I go down officially?
That's what we're saying here. We're here to help you. But the only way we can help you is you must let us know that you appreciate our help by letting us help you by typing in the chat bar and saying hello. And I am ready for that offer, for I am struggling and need your help.
This is Dr. Jeffrey Lant, the CEO and the co-founder of Worldprofit. Very much engaged this summer in writing my autobiography. It's an extremely interesting project. We are here every single day at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Anything Goes. And we do mean Anything Goes, and we tell it like it is for making money on the net and many, many, many other issues. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back to you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll go down for an official changeover, and Patrice will call this a wrap.